Y'all doing Sherrod Barnum, aka Preacher Man R&B, and Snurfs of the Richard TV 91. It's time to do another movie reviews, and this time I'm reviewing The Masked Saint. What The Masked Saint's about it's about this pastor named Christopher Samuels, and before he starts pastoring, he's a professional wrestler for the WFW, I believe, is the promotion that he wrestles for, and he's the champion, and he's having his farewell tour. Well, he's supposed to go up against this guy named the Reaper, and he's supposed to win, but the promoter changes the outcome of the match before the match, and the Reaper winds up winning and carrying Christopher Samuels at ACL, I believe. And then Christopher Samuels retires, and he goes to his new church. Well, when he first gets to the church, it's kind of dying down because of this guy that's giving funds to the church, and he's running everybody off. And Christopher starts off, and he's not real good at preaching yet, and he keeps talking about faith, and his sermons ain't that good yet, and he keeps going and going, and then he puts his mask back on after he takes a woman of his church, Miss Edna, to a wrestling match for the WFW, and he puts the mask back on and helps his former friend against the Reaper, and he starts wrestling him. Well, when he's taking Miss Edna home and he goes back toward his house, he sees this woman getting attacked by her pimp, and he attacks this guy and knocks him out. And now his friend, that's detective, is trying to figure out who this masked vigilante is. And Christopher goes on wrestling, and he's wrestling to help pay the bills of the church because the guy, Jet, that was kind of over the church, that was running everybody off, got mad at a basketball game and decided to leave the church. Well, the church starts growing, and Chris is getting better at preaching. And then he starts saying that he's the reason the church is better, and he's trying to take all of God's glory, and he's being proud and arrogant, and you're not supposed to do that. It's all about a God gives you the wisdom and the guidance to preach. It's nothing that you do. And this is coming from a guy who's studied to be a pastor. And right now I'm hadn't preached in a while, but you never take God's glory away from Him. That's the number one rule you do as a pastor. You never do that, because God gives you the wisdom and the guidance to speak His word, to speak for you. Well, he tries to take all the credit and starting to get angry, and he's lashing out at his family and all this stuff. And the pimp that he attacked vandalized the church, and then he has to go to the front of the congregation and tell them that he's been wrestling on the side. They're trying to some of them are trying to kick him out, and Jet comes back and says, "We're not kicking this guy out, but he's helped his church out a lot. We need to help him." And then he has his last match, and this is to help the church financially. And one of the women of the church is an auditor, and they threaten to audit the WWW promotion if the promoter doesn't let this match happen fairly. And Chris winds up winning the match, and this is the last match, and that's all that really happened on this movie. If y'all ever watched The Masked Saint, what did y'all like about it? As always, Preacher Man RB signing out. That was Jesus Austin. Still no Richard TV.